Okay, as I heard at 5 o'clock this morning when I got up, Occupy Wall Street has now been dissolved, destroyed, and I have a couple eyewitnesses here who have been gracious enough to let me hear the story from a first-hand perspective. So you were living there. What's your name?
My name's Erin.
Okay, Erin, and what happened?
All right, so I've been there for 2 weeks, so I haven't experienced a raid or anything before. So it was, I'd say, 1 or 2 in the morning, and I was in my tent, and they started basically yelling through the park that there was a raid, to run, to take down your tents. It's kind of chaotic and loud. So I hung in my tent for, I mean, they were kind of like banging on tents a little bit, so I just kind of hung in my tent a little bit to get a sense of what was going on. And then I heard, okay, no, they're not going to make us leave. I got out of my tent, and it's kind of people barricading passageways, and then, you know, people came on through the park handing out flyers saying that they were going to clean the park. I never read the flyers, but I was told it said they were going to clean the park and we could come back when it opened the next morning, but we couldn't set up, you know, tents and a campsite basically. So there are people who did stay in the kitchen, and I don't know how many arrests. I don't know what type of altercation happened. I don't know if any chemicals were used. I heard various things, but it's unverifiable at this point.
So you just put your stuff together when you heard that you had to get out, and you left, and you didn't see what happened?
I didn't see what happened to the bitter end. The people who left, I stood there for a little bit. I'm like, trying to figure, okay, what am I going to do? Because I have gear that if I stay there.
This is all their stuff? Okay.
Camping gear.
Yeah.
Nice camping gear.
Yeah.
Sorry, my voice is hoarse, but if I stay, they're going to throw it all away. This is, you know, all my clothes and gear. And if I leave without it, they're going to throw it all away. So I'm like, well, I'm going to just pack it all up and leave. So those of us that left went across the street on the west side and hung out for as long as they let us. There are a couple provocateurs trying to mess with the cops, and the police eventually moved us south and down a block below some more barricades. So we hung out there until we got kind of word of what was happening. Then we all kind of came back around and up towards Broadway and Pine, where everybody eventually ended up with people coming from Brooklyn as soon as they heard the news and wherever to come. So
did a lot of people come to support you?
I believe so. I don't know numbers, but I met people from Brooklyn who took the train over as soon as they heard, and this is like 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, and so which was wonderful. So the cops, and I mean, they did give us plenty of advance notice so that those who wanted to get their gear out and leave peaceably could.
So where are you from?
I'm from Reno, Nevada.
Reno?
Yeah.
And how does this feel?
Bizarre. This is a once-in-a-generation thing. I'm a political science major, and so, you know, I was going to fly out to Albuquerque 2 weeks ago for the nice winter weather and decided to come here. And it's really interesting. I've never seen the inner workings of a direct democracy movement trying to get off the ground a little bit, as much as they're able. I've never seen such diversity in such a small area. Anarchists, socialists, capitalists, you name it, it's there. Excuse me. A lot of passion, a lot of chaos, but very much a commitment by the prevailing cooler heads to nonviolence.
So even though this morning you were forced out, you're still seeing all the positive parts, and you're not really worried about what happened?
I'm kind of a bigger picture person. Like I said, when I was in my tent and all this chaos was going on, I just took a moment to get a sense for what was going on before I just reacted. You know, I'm like, okay, what does this feel like? You know, what's going on before I make any rash move? Even before I decided to leave the park, it's like, I just, you know, watched what was going on around me. It's like, okay, do I stay or go? I just weighed the pros and cons. It's like, I'm leaving. And so, you know, and then and several people did that. The ones who hung in, hurrah, I mean, good job. That's wonderful. So
now what are you going to do?
You know, I'm figuring that out as we speak. It's, you know, I'm an online student, so I can be on the East Coast and still complete my coursework. So that's the benefit of having some freedom and flexibility there. Basically, everything I own is with me, and You know, one thing I've learned though in this experience of kind of adventuring on the East Coast for the last 2 years is there's always an alternative. Something always comes up to support, I guess, where I need to be to learn whatever I need to learn or see whatever I need to see on a personal level. That's kind of why I believe in the visibility of the movement, because it does keep the issue visible, alive in the current news. It brings the media in, it gives an awareness for the population. I do love the spin-offs from it, like the wolfpack.com by Cenk Uygur, which is I believe campaign finance. I think We the People is for the amending the corporate personhood. There's Move to Amend, which is just another amendment to make corporates not people. Sorry, it's early.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, so there's a lot of that going on that I believe in and that I would like to see come from this. As far as where this physically sets up next, I support that. You know, I don't think a lot of these unemployed people are going to go anywhere. Some of them are homeless. Some of them are students like me. Some of them are professionals that come in and help and go home. There's a wide diversity. There's still a lot of support. And as long, I don't see this climate changing anytime soon. I don't see our politicians becoming unbought anytime soon. So as long as that remains the news of the day, I don't see this going anywhere. It'll morph into something, who knows? But I myself am just trying to get a sense of, not only personally but collectively, where do I belong in this? Do I belong as a physical occupier? Do I get involved with a nonprofit? Do I just go to medical school? I mean, you know, who knows? But it's, I do believe this is a movement for an evolution of consciousness, and I really, really passionately believe that people need to understand that it's about energy now. Everything is energy. Every interaction with the cops, your politicians, it's all about energy. Energy, the subtler the energy, that is where the power is at. And that requires a step back sometimes. It requires a little bit of introspection, or just really kind of tuning in and keying in on that next move, whatever it is. And that's where the power is. And so I'm all for traditional, direct action and all that. I think that's important, but definitely a commitment to a peaceable movement and tuning into the energetic dimension that has been denied the Western, or suppressed in the Western society. Call it spirituality. It's not necessarily spirituality. It's energy. It's energy. What makes people vibrant and alive, which has been squashed, I think, for a long time. And it doesn't need to come through religion or spirituality. It's just simply energy. People need to feel that, sense it, tune into it, and really trust it. And the more that the masses can do that, that will carry this forward, and they won't be able to touch us. So.
Okay, thank you very much.
On that weird note.
Thank you.
It's 6:15 in the morning after, a bagel and coffee. That's what all I have to offer you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I got here from Staten Island as soon as I could, so thank you very much.
Thanks for supporting us, or whatever you're here for. It's all good.